नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. Sataki charged into the assembly back and rushed straight towards Dhritarashtra and Bhishma and Drona and Krishna, and he told them that damn fool Duryodhana wants to capture Sri Krishna. Dhritarashtra immediately doesn't know what to do. He turned towards Bhishma and says, you must do something. Bhishma immediately goes and literally takes Duryodhana aside into a separate room and tells him, what nonsense. What is it I am hearing? He says, I want, what is it? He says, yes, I will capture this fellow and tie him up. How can you think of such a stupid thing? How are you capable of thinking of such a thing? What adharma it is to tie up. How can you, such evil? How do you even contemplate such a nonsense, he says. Yeah, this is absolute, complete adharmam, rank adharmam, what you are trying. Bhishma tells Duryodhana. Duryodhana says, Janami dharmam nacha me pravritti. Janami adharmam nacha me nivritti. I know dharma, what is right, but my mind does not go to that. I am not interested. I know that this is adharmam. That's exactly what I want to do. Kenapi devena hridisthitena yada niyuktosmi tatha karomi. Kenapi devena, there's some God, I don't know who, some deva, hridisthitena, who is in my heart. Yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. He makes me do. He tells, do this, I do it. What do I have to do with anything? I know this is wrong, but that's what I want to do. I know this is right, I don't want to do it. Because some God is there in me which says, you do capture Krishna. I capture. Suppose to be classic slokam. Then he came out. Bhishma knew this is nothing can be done about this fellow. He came out. Vidura counseled him. Duryodhana refused to listen. Duryodhana, in fact, angrily spoke to Viduran. In Villi Bharatam, he told Viduran, hey, if a dasi goes from one man to another man because the other man offers more money, and you, a dancing girl's son, what can be expected of you? You bloody went and gave hospitality to Sri Krishna, our enemy. You gave him food in your house. Wretched man, son of a dasi, this would have been, only you would have done it, he says to Vidura. This enrages even Vidura, who's never lost his temper in his life. And he says, I can cut off the tongue, that wild tongue that expresses such a wretched thing. With my sword, right now, I can cut it. But it is just the thought that the gods will not approve me firstly killing a king who is also my son. That I do not do it. They will not approve. But one thing, now I know that the war is inevitable. And the war that is going to come, O Duryodhana, not one arrow will be discharged on your behalf by me. Saying which, he takes his bow and he breaks it. That bow apparently came from Lord Vishnu himself in descent from person to Vidura. That bow of Vishnu, Vidura broke. Duryodhana was unimpressed. He said, what need do we have for this bow? We had Karna's bow. Karna's bow alone is enough. Duryodhana was into his plan. He was going ahead with his plan to tie up Sri Krishna. He was not going back at all. Sri Krishna saw this and it whispered to Dhritarashtra, King, permit me. If you permit, I will tie up Duryodhana right now and all the others and hand them over to the Pandavas. Give me permission. Dhritarashtra did not give his permission and Duryodhana was walking menacingly towards Sri Krishna. Menacingly, the Dushasana, Duryodhana, etc. are walking towards Sri Krishna, and Vaishampayana tells Janmedeya, Sri Krishna laughed out aloud. Angrily he laughed. Not a general laugh, but an angry laugh aloud, and he shouted at, and in a thunderous voice he told Duryodhana, Durbuddhi, you are a fool if you think that I am alone. Look at me. Saying this, he did a loud attahasam, a loud laughter, and he took his Vishwarupam. All the devatas were seen in him. From the bottom to the top, from the left to the right, from the front to the behind, that Vishwarupam was everywhere, and all the devatas were seen in him as small as the size of thumbs. Angushtamatram, all were there in the universal body, and they were all these devatas in his body were emitting fire, and in his forehead was sitting Brahma. Brahma, who writes the lipi in the forehead of people, was sitting there in the forehead of this Vishwarupam. On his chest was Rudram, and his body were Aditya, Ashtavasus, Ashwini twins, Indra, Maruts, Vishwadeva, Yaksha, Gandharva, Naga, Rakshasa, and in his two hands could be seen Arjuna was in his right hand and Balarama was in his left hand. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva were all in his body. Shank, Chakram, Gada, Shakti, Saranga, Dhanush, Khadgam, and all the weapons were in his various hands. From his eyes, nostrils, ears, Bhayankaram fire and smoke was spurting out from his Romakupam, from the hair in his body. Dazzling rays of the sun were being emitted all over. His Rupam was fearsome. And they were petrifying. All the kings were petrified. Duryodhana couldn't see it. He just closed his eyes. The kings, all of them in sheer fright, they closed their eyes. The only people who could see was Drona, Bhishma, Vidura, Sanjaya, and the Maharishis. Because all of them, these noble people were given divine eyes by Sri Krishna to see the Vishwarupam form. Devatas blew conches, Shankh and Dundubi, and they rained flowers on the Vishwarupam form. They were inside the form and they were outside the form, and Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra suddenly prayed. Dhritarashtra knew that an extraordinary thing was happening, and he prayed to see Krishna. Bhagavan mama netranam antardhanam vrine punah bhavantam drashtumichhami nanyam drashtumutsahe. Oh Bhagavan, my eyes, I ask of you, give me. I want to see you and I want to see nothing else. Dhritarashtra suddenly watched with wonder the Vishwarupam of Bhagavan. A blind man, a born blind man, was seeing the Vishwarupam. Maharshis saw this Adbhutam and they sang the praise of Sri Krishna. It was a very fearsome Rupam. Whole of the earth was quaking, oceans were getting tossed. Ugra Rupam was Bhagavan, was making the whole universe tremble with fear. This is the same Rupam that he shows in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And there he says, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadamite chakshu pashyame yogamaishwaram. Oh Arjuna, you are not capable of seeing this form of mine with these eyes of yours. I will give you divine eyes and then you watch. And then Arjuna saw thunderstruck. His hair standing on end, Arjuna watched that form, his folded hands, and And in a trembling voice he said, Lord, I see all the gods in you. I see rishis and nagas. You have infinite hands. You have infinite bellies, infinite mouths, and infinite eyes, and infinite forms, and you are in all directions. Arjuna opened his eyes. He closed his eyes, he is seeing him. He opened his eyes, he is seeing him. There's nowhere that he is not there. You're filling all the directions. Oh Lord, hosts of gods are all entering you, oh Lord. Some of them are in fright. Some of them are with folded hands. Gods are entering you. They are singing your stuti, oh Lord. Rishis are chanting swasti, swasti. Rudra, Aditya, Vasava, Gandharva, etc. are seeing you in stark amazement, oh Lord. And you with so many jaws, so many big jaws, oh Lord. All the worlds are trembling even as I am. Vehement jaws, O Lord, each jaw of yours a Yama. Yama-like jaws, teeth flashing in fury from each of your faces, O Lord, black with blood. Your jaws are teeth flashing black with blood of destruction. Dhritim navindami shamam cha Vishnu. I have lost all courage. There is no courage that I have. There is no peace when I am seeing you in this form. And oh, what is this that I am seeing? Here are the sons of Dhritarashtra, all of them together. And here I see Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. All of them are rushing into your jaws, O Lord. Gruesome jaws. Some of them are caught in the gap between your teeth, and their head is getting crushed. They're crunched to powder, but they're all rushing into you like rivers rushing into the sea, O Lord, or like moths rushing into the flames, O Lord. You're licking your lips as you take them into your teeth, you're licking them, you're devouring them all, and your body, O Lord, is blazing with fierce rays. It is burning everybody. It's burning us all, O Lord. It's super hot. It's burning the universe, O Lord. Who are you? Nahi prajanami tava pravrittam. I do not know what purpose it is that you have taken this form. Who are you? He screams, Arjuna, at this form. And Sri Krishna says, Kalos me. I am Kala. Loka Kshekrit. I destroy the world. Pravruddho. Old man I am. And Arjuna sings his praise again and again and again, and he says, Punascha bhuyopi namo namaste. And then he tells him, Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam he Krishna he Yadava he Sakheti ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat prarena vapi. O Lord, Sakheti matva, I thought you were a friend of mine. And I have told so many uncivil words to you. I called you, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sakha, without knowing your Mahima. Maya Pramadat, Alakshyama, without knowing what I am doing, or out of fondness, maybe I have called you like this, O Lord. But this form of yours that I am seeing, it strikes terror in me. I am terror struck. Please withdraw this form and come back to your Saumya form, as your soft form with 4 hands, Shankha Chakra Gada Pani, Saumya form you come. And the Lord says, O Arjuna, you are the most fortunate person to see this form of mine. This form of mine is the one that destroys karma, O Arjuna. Some of these explanations that I'll be telling you comes in the commentary of Jnaneshwar Maharaj in Bhavartha Deepika, Jnaneshwari, for these slokams. He says, fear not, O Arjuna, don't fear this form of me. This is the form that destroys karma. If a person sees a mountain of gold, will he run away from it, saying, I don't think I'll be able to pull it? Should a person be afraid of the sun because it creates shadows? You want to see the 4-armed soft form of mine. You want the shadow and you're rejecting the substance. almost to say that form will not destroy karma. This is the form that destroys karma.